Hi, I'm Tasha Cleveland with Latitudes Gallery, and I wanted to share with you today um, one of our clients' stories. This is Liz's story, and Liz came to us about 6 months ago, and she was in the process of trying to change her home and create a new look in her space. But there was a problem with Liz's strategy. And so I want to talk to you today about how to create a space that brings you joy, that fills you up, because our homes are a reflection of everything that makes us happy, and they should be. And oftentimes we get trapped. We get trapped in what was. We get trapped in what used to be us. And we don't allow ourselves to change with our changing personalities and our changing experiences in life. And sometimes we can feel trapped in the past. And so let's take a look at Liz's room so I can show you a little bit more. Now, Liz came to us and she was experiencing the loss of her husband. And her husband had passed for some time. And she was sort of trapped in what their style used to be. And so what she used to love with her husband and the trips that they used to go on, they used to travel to Italy and they brought home all of these beautiful treasures. And so because he had passed, she felt really stuck. She felt stuck in what they used to be. And instead of it being a beautiful reminder of their life, she felt trapped by it. It was a constant reminder of the pain instead. And when we met Liz, she was starting a new relationship. And so here she was going from what was and trying to meet the relationship needs of what is right now and trying to please her new partner. And the problem with that is that she would buy pieces and bring them home and then get them on the wall and then realize it wasn't right. And she didn't know what was right. She couldn't put her finger on where she wanted to be because she hadn't taken the time to figure out what filled her with joy. And so she was trying to meet the needs of two different things. Neither of them were her. Neither of them were what brought her joy. And so after purchasing two pieces and bringing them back and just being a bit frustrated with herself that she didn't really know what to do, she knew that she wanted to change, but she didn't know what, and she didn't know what would make her happy. I told her, Liz, I'm not selling you anything until you go home and figure out what brings you joy. I want you to find what lights you up. I don't want anyone to tell you what to do. I want you to find it. Find those little pieces of what light you up and then come back. And then we will bring that joy into your space. And so Liz did that. And she came in today, and this is her before. So when she came in today, I was surprised because everything about her was different today. She was lit up from the inside, and it was exciting to see. Because when we started working on her space, she was raving about all these things that she'd done. She'd finished this pool in the backyard, and this pool now has some accents of sea turtles in it, which she really, really loves. And so that was exciting to see these changes happening and seeing it come out in her body and how she was speaking. And so when we started working on her space, let me show you where we landed. This was her original, and this is where we landed. Some of the things that we talked about were some of the heavier, darker things in her space she was letting go of. So she was letting go of this black iron, this wrought iron look that she'd had before. And she was trying to bring light to the space. And so you can see with her new look how we have this beautiful lightness. She's going to paint this fireplace surround white, and she's getting a white sofa in this space. And this is actually like a 360-degree view of her space. So do you see this table here on the left? It's actually the table again on the right. And so when you walk in her home with these doors here on the left, you've got these sand stars on the left, which are so beautiful. Let me zoom in so you can see that. So you've got the sand stars on the left, which are a lovely, bright, welcoming look for the entry. And so we were trying to find which pieces were going to work best together. And because these two spaces are really one, actually all three of these are really one, we wanted to create some brightness here. And this is going to be a more formal space for her. So even though we looked at some of these other options on the wall, we actually really love this one. This one ended up in her kitchen. But she absolutely loved foamy flute, and I was not going to argue with her. When she spoke about it, I could see her entire body change. And so I knew foamy flute had to be an important piece in her home. And this spot is a spot that she's going to see all the time as she's moving through. So it was perfect over the fireplace. It sets it off as an important piece in her space. And so we did foamy flute there, even though we had looked at, let me show you, we looked at Happy Hanu there as well. And we loved Happy Hanu when it was the black fireplace. But once we decided to change the black fireplace to white, Happy Hanu felt a little bit too dark there. And foamy flute really fit the bill for this space. And so that's where we landed. And then we had to find a home for Happy Hanu. And we ended up moving Happy Hanu over here to the dining room space. And what's great about that, let me zoom out again so you can see the whole space. This is a 360-degree view of her entryway and her the foyer and the living room and the dining room. It's all connected. What's great is that she can use Happy Hanu over here in the dining space to define that space differently. She can use those royal blue colors of Happy Hanu on the table settings or the chairs, and she can set the tone in that space. Remember how we had talked about in a great room, you want to define the different areas of a room. And so eventually she'll get an area rug, and she'll have a sofa here, and that will define this sitting area in the center. And she's got the entryway, and she's looking at possibly getting a table here, maybe not, but this is the entryway space. And so you want to define these different areas, and the artwork helps to define these different areas, even when it's a connected space. And so it's okay because she's got this more vibrant blue over here in the corner with it ties into the vibrant blue in the background of foamy flute right here. Let me zoom in so you can see what I'm talking about. Right there, you've got that vibrant blue. And so that's really, really fun. And the softness of foamy flute with sand stars is really beautiful. Plus this gorgeous chandelier that she's putting in. I just thought it was such a perfect pair, not only for the sand stars, but for foamy flute, because it has that explosive look to it. And the star shape, it's just so beautifully paired. And so what was important to me about this space is that we didn't rush it. We waited until she found something that lit her up, and then we followed that thread so that we could create a space that was truly unique for her, that made her happy, that was exactly where she needed to be right now, not what was and not what's pleasing other people, but what pleased her. And that is so important to create spaces like that fill you with joy. And so I am so looking forward to seeing the rest of Liz's journey, and she will be coming in to finish up some other rooms in her space. We're also working on this room right here, which is right here. We're working on this space and this adjacent wall. And so we're so excited to be helping Liz on her journey of creating a home that nourishes her and lights her up. And so I look forward to sharing the after photos with you later when she finishes off her space. So thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. I hope you got something out of that, and hope you can also create a space that lights you up. Thanks so much.